The Abbasid Caliphate was the second of the Islamic Caliphate to succeed the Prophet Muhammad SAW. They are descended from the Prophet's youngest uncle Abbas ibn al-Muttalib. 6 principles of bureaucracy: a formal hierarchical structure, management by rules, organization by functional specialty, an out-focused and in-focused mission, purposely impersonal. Lastly is the employment based on technical qualifications. The Bureaucracy are a Persian family that has a big influence, especially towards bureaucracy during the Abbasid time, which lasted approximately 17 years from Khalifah Abu Ja'far al-Mansur. They reorganized the administration of the state, creating an efficient and centralized Abbasid bureaucracy, and so they play an important role in each of the bureaucracy department. Next is the system structure. Caliph is the leader of the state, which assisted by Wazir that controls the Dewan at federal level and governors at the provincial level. Secondly, we will look at the Wazir system. Wazir is the head of all administrative departments and also Caliph's right-hand man. The functions of Wazir is to supervise and coordinate the government's departments, advise the Caliph, and issue executive orders when the Caliph is not around. There are 2 types of Wazir. Wazir Tanfiq, which needs to get consent of Caliph in decision making. Wazir Taufiq, which could supersede the decision making process without the consent of the Caliph himself. Third is provisions of public goods and management. Among the scholars are Al-Mahdi and Al-Mansur. They build houses and reservoirs, establish court of justice, the construction of Masjid al-Haram, and they build library for the scholars to learn more about knowledge. Next, we will highlight on the military and defense of the Abbasid Caliphate. There are 5 important parts in knowing the military organization of Abbasid Caliphate: the National Corps, composition of army, division of army, army formation, and pay of the soldiers. Now, we will look at the judicial system of the Abbasid Caliphate. The 2 important elements of judiciary system, the court system and the judges. There are 3 kinds of courts: civil courts for Muslims, civil courts for non-Muslims, criminal courts. Civil court. It was preceded by the Qadi, where every town had a Qadi's court. Provincial Qadi were appointed and supervised by the provincial governor. However, later on, it was came under direct authority of Qazi al-Quzi in Baghdad. For civil court for non-Muslim, they were supervised by non-Muslim. Will be no interference from other. Next, the criminal court. The highest court existed in Baghdad, dealt by Sahib ul-Mazalim, which is the magistrate, and only dealt with cases such as breach of peace and administration or excesses in tax. It was presided by the Caliph himself. For the judges, during this period, there was a chief of Qadi, the first and second class of Qadi, and the other which was the assistants for the Qadi. Next, we will look at the Hajj management system. First, the Caliph will personally lead the annual pilgrimage. However, he will delegate the task to his close relatives if he can't do it. Al-Mutawakkil invested some budget to renovate and upgrade the facilities during the pilgrimage. Lastly, the Harun al-Rashid fortified the Iraqi pilgrimage in each satellite province to ease the movement. As for the revenue system, slight changes could be identified between the Abbasids and the Umayyads, Center Board of Revenue, and Dewans that are related to revenue administration. During the Umayyad Caliphate, the government distinguished the Arabs and non-Arabs in paying taxes. However, to abolish the resentment of the Umayyad dynasty, they abolished the distinction between non-Arabs and Arabs in collecting taxes, jizya for non-Muslims and haraj for both Muslims and non-Muslims. Central Board of Revenue. Hazins, the one who control and take care of the money. Khatibs, the one who endorsed and documented any revenue expenditure transaction made during the Abbasid Caliphate. Mushrif, oversees the budget and any transaction that will be made. Next is the Dewan that are related to revenue administration. Dewan al-Haraj, collections of revenue within the countries. Dewan as-Sawafi, and Dewan at-Diah for administration of crown land. Moving on to postal system. buried. Developed into an aviation intelligence service, regular reports were filed with the central government on everything. Translated in Arabic, manuals of correct usage were written for the instruction of non-Arabic speakers who are bureaucrats. A whole literature was created for the use and training of the clerical classes that had come into being. It is known that Abbasid's fall was due to internal factors which related to the weak bureaucracy, abuse of power, Persian bureaucrats declared their independence as Buyid dynasty, lack of security, absence of relation between the provincial and state government.
Created using Powtoon.